Hello and welcome to this. Sorry. Hello and welcome to this week's Profit Maximizer Moment. I tell you, it's been a long day already. This show is dedicated to helping business owners dramatically improve their bottom line with our weekly profit maximizing tips that you can use now. I'm your host and coach, Wayne Belisle, founder of a local CPA firm that works with business owners to help them make more money and keep it all from the IRS as much as they can, anyways. I do that with our profit coaching programs and with our tax planning systems, which have saved my clients well over $7 million over the last 5, 6 years. Can't remember. All legally. Love my clients, but like I say every week, don't want to share a jail cell with them. Today's video, we're going to come back and I touched on this last week, but we're going to want to touch on it even more. How analyzing your product mix can maximize your profits. I touched on it. I don't mind doing it a second time, even though if this sounds like a rerun of last week's, it's kind of is and kind of isn't. Okay, I'm going into it a little bit more detail. But first, support for today's show is brought to you by Profit Maximizing Publishing, which published my book, The 90-Day Profit Reset, which shows you how to gain your independence from reduced cash flow, shrinking margins, and an evaporating customer base. In this book, you'll find chapter after chapter, idea after idea about how to turn around your business and reset your profits from red to black in 90 days or fewer. Even if you're an entrepreneur making a ton of money, this will help you make more. You can get it on Amazon. I think I still have the Kindle edition set at $4.99, so I'm not charging, I'm not making money on it. And I personally, I've always liked the hardback more than the book rather than a Kindle because I can mark on it. And this one here is designed to be something that you use once every year or so to kind of see if you're doing everything you should. Look, today's marketing managers devote their energies to firming up the 4 P's of marketing: product, price, promotion, and place. In other words, distribution. All right. Many marketing professionals regard product as the most important P of all. They believe that the most direct path to sales growth is to focus on the customer, ascertain what that person needs or wants, and then offer a product that solves their problem and answers their wants and needs, and designed to satisfy the sorry at the right prices. So in other words, you want to be able to get the product that's designed to satisfy the needs and wants the customer wants at a price that they think is fair. All right. Effective, obvious, you would think, but we've all shopped and know it's not that obvious. There's a lot of things I would like, but when I look at the price tag, I'm like, no, it's not. It's not a good exchange of value, is what I feel. Effective management of the company's product and service mix calls for proficiency in a lot of areas. Here's the main ones: being able to prepare sales forecast. All right. Determining the quantity of goods and or services needed to attain that forecast. In other words, you're doing a budget. What is it you expect to get? How much do I need to sell to do that? All right. Making modifications within, which means either additions to and deletions from the product line. All right. Sorry. Anyways. Um, so developing new products and or services that you've talked to your customers or your clients or patients or whatever the heck you call them, and there's an unmet need that nobody's taking care of. So maybe you can be the one that takes care of it. Okay, coming up with buying goods and or services for resale, outsourcing if you're doing servicing, maybe might be a way to do it. All right. Buying other products and drop shipping them even. There's a lot of different things nowadays that wasn't available just 10 years ago. For sure, not 20 or 30 years ago. Look, to consolidate your consolidate and improve your product line, cut through the clutter. Okay. You should use, I'll tell you what, I get on this thing and the world blows up. Sometimes it's nice to have phones and watch smart watches and all that garbage, but makes it sometimes a little too easy for people to get a hold of you. And right now I'm getting like a string of text messages, so let it go. Anyways, it can get confusing, especially if you have a lot of products. If you're retail or wholesale and you got a ton of products, then maybe you need to use the 80/20 rule. I find it highly useful. The idea behind this is that 80% of the products in your line of what you sell probably bring in 20% of the company's sales, and inversely 20% of what you sell brings in 80% of the firm's revenue. Sometimes I've seen it worse than that. I've seen 10%, 5% bring in 95% of the revenue. So you can use this for a lot of things. 80% of the orders submitted by a sales force often are written by the 20% of the salespeople. All right. So what am I going to do? I'm going to look at the top units, my highest selling units. And when I monitor, I need to set up a system where I can monitor my product line regularly, especially after each the end of each month would be best. For sure, quarter, at least yearly. Prepare your product sales data with the following information: list the name of the product, how many units were sold, what was the total sales dollars amount, which so you can then calculate what is the sales per product, what was the average sales per item, cost of goods sold for that product, okay, and then the gross profit per product. If you don't have that information, you need to just figure out a way to get it in your books. I mean, this is vital. You can't make decisions if you don't know this stuff. Now, what I want to do at that point is then, an Excel spreadsheet or something like that, or export it. That's probably where I would have put it to start with. Sort this list from your best sellers to your worst. Then red flag and evaluate the lowest 20% on this list. Okay. One by one, thoughtfully examine each product before deciding to drop an item from your line. Try to find answers for such questions as: to what can we attribute the lackluster performance? Was it priced too high, too low? Were its price sales affected negatively by some competitive item in our own line? All right. Or by a competitor. That's important too. How much more would we have sold if we had promoted it properly? Maybe we don't promote it. Okay. Is this item in the decline stage of its product life cycle? Can we redesign the product to make it more saleable and more attractive? Can we locate an untapped market for this product? Is there something, another niche or something that we're not selling it to, that it solves a problem they have? Is this product required as an add-on to a higher profit item, in which case we really can't get rid of it, but maybe we need to bundle and price it differently? Now, I would also suggest you look at your highest top 20 and see what they're doing, because a lot of times it's kind of like what I tell you to go to when you're trying to increase sales. Identify your top 20% of customers and see if there's a way to sell them more. Well, it's kind of the same thing. All right. These are the products that are selling a lot right now. Is there somebody that, okay, who's buying it? And do we have other customers who are not buying that particular product that should be? I mean, if 70% of our customers are buying product A, but that means I got 30% of aren't. Why? Does it not fit their need, or are we not letting them know that they're not aware we do that, or that we have it? So we can call them and try to find out and see what's going on. Also, is there a way, can I adjust the price some? Maybe the price is too low. That's why it's selling so much. See what the market is. Okay. So you're going to look at the high and the low, both ends, and try to figure out, can I increase sales from the ones that are from both ends? Or do I need to drop a product and replace it with something else from the low end? Also, keep looking at even your high end ones. Are there any threats out there? Because the market is quick to adapt. So if you're the one that's leading out there and you're selling something, your competitors are going to come on. So how can I continue to differentiate myself from them? Okay. Spend your time focusing on the products that bring you the most product is kind of key. Make sure profit. Did I say product? That bring you the most profit. Okay. And make sure that you're marketing those. After careful consideration, start building a list of items to drop from your product line or your services. I'm going to tell you, this actually works. I did it for myself. I mean, I'm not a retail store. I don't have 1,000 items in inventory. I don't have that. But I sat down and I looked, and I wasn't making a big profit from bookkeeping services and payroll services, but they were eating up time, which if you're in the service industry, that's what you're selling. Two things: time and your knowledge. Okay. Mainly, you got some other things you're doing, like your networking and your connections and things you can bring. I do a lot of referrals. But what I looked at on that was, once we decided, this is not us, we're not. Another problem with having too many things is you're not focusing on what you do best. I tell people we do three things. We do tax returns, tax planning, and profit coaching. That's easy to communicate. It's also important to focus on. So what happened when I dropped bookkeeping and tax and payroll returns? Well, first thing, the first year, my top line sales dropped by $40,000. It actually would have bookkeeping that meant more than that because I had time to pick up more services, and that's what happened. I was able to concentrate on my best customers and my higher priced products, and my bottom line went up by 80,000. We're not in the business of increasing the top line revenue or sales. We're in the business of increasing our profits. All right. And that's key. So focus on what is profitable for your business. See if you can eliminate the fluff. All right. Sometimes it depends. Sometimes you're like, we're Lowe's or Walmart. We have everything for everybody. If that's your niche, and then it's kind of hard, but you can still do things in there like the faster selling items you have more in inventory. The slower selling items you have minimal. And if you're out, you're out. You'll reorder. So that's a different subject. But anyways, look, I know I kind of beat this horse a little bit again today, but I didn't feel like I did as I wanted to expand on it because it's not discussed enough. You don't find this all the time, but it's key to having um, a really good profit. All right, you want it. That's the name of the game. We're all here to make more money. So hey, until next time, let's make this our most profitable year ever. See you next week. Thank you, and hopefully it'll be warmer and we won't have snow.